What's going on, everybody? Okay, I'm gonna just say this off the rip. If you are here to see me bash Derek Jackson, you've come to the wrong video. You might as well just stop watching now and go somewhere else and go look up Tanya TKO or Tasha K because they are all about bashing the man. This video, this live stream is not about bashing him. We ain't bashing nobody here, okay? Especially somebody who has been in a situation like this man here, Derek Jackson. All right. Now, I do have my own personal opinions about Derek Jackson. Some favorable, some not. At the end of the day, he's a man. But before I get started, I got to do a quick shout out to the people in the chat. Yeah, people say, hey, get to the topic. But listen, I got a community of beautiful people that's part of my Harris extended family, and I got to shout them out. First, Rona, what's going on, sis? Thank you so much for being here. Blacklight Revelations, what up, bro? Got my mother in the chat. Hey, mommy. Ms. Lackey's here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Who else is here? We got Trini Warrior. What's up, sister? What's up? What it do? And we got and Andrea's in the house. What's going on, sis? Now let's get to the topic at hand. Derek Jackson, no secret. If you are a part of the black social media world, you pretty much know who Derek Jackson is. He's a young man, tall, dark, and handsome, that has built a social media empire on giving relationship advice to women. And many men, including myself, has felt that he uses platform to pander to women and to, just to sort of make himself look like the ideal man. And most of the videos he did share, he bashed men a great deal. So he definitely was targeting women. And it seemed like, he just had the perfect life. He was the most balanced guy. But here's the thing. No one is perfect. There's a reason why I do not put people on a pedestal. There's a reason why I'm not a fanboy of anybody. There's not one celebrity on this planet that you can say I will go crazy over. Not one. I will not go out my way. The one time I did it, I went to go see Grant Hill in 1997. He was doing a sneaker signing at Foot Locker in the city, in Greenwich Village. I remember I went there and I was like, it was the day after Thanksgiving. And I went there and I was like, I went all this way in the rain to just see this man. Like I got there and I was like, he's just like me. So I stopped like fanboying over people, right? I stopped doing that for a long time and then I realized also that everybody has their faults. So no one's perfect. We all got issues. All right. The thing that's significant about Derek Jackson is that he built an empire, a social media empire, giving relationship advice to women, what they need to be looking for in regards to men and what signs they need to watch out for. And then Tasha K brings on a young lady who he had a situationship with, and while he was separated from his wife, and exposes him. Now, here's my thing about that, right? I have an issue with Tasha K, and I'm pretty sure that her platform is huge. So I'm pretty sure if she catches wind of this, I may get canceled. It is what it is. Tanya TKO, and everybody that hates Derek Jackson, and there's a lot of them. I'm not a huge Derek Jackson fan either, right? Some of the things I can rock with that he says, some of the things I don't. But there are people out there that thrive off the misery of other people. And I can't understand how anybody can be so happy, so fulfilled, so joyous at the misery of other people. It just tells me that those people are miserable themselves and they want others to be miserable with them. I'm not sure the history, but it's crazy how people would rejoice over the downfall of anybody. Even my enemies, man. Like, I don't go around wishing negativity on anybody, and I don't go around when negativity does happen to somebody that has hurt me. I don't go around saying, "See, look, they deserved it. That's karma." Like, it is what it is, man. Like, I don't take delight in anyone's downfall. And it seems like Tasha K and Tanya TKO and all the haters out there are reveling in this man's downfall. At the end of the day, this is a man who's married and there's some issues in their marriage. And you're trying to, I guess because you think that he's a phony or a fake, expose that. And you delight so much in his misery that people would spend, and I'm not naming names, but people would spend a great deal of energy looking to expose somebody else's flaws. Wow. Like, what is it with people that we delight in the downfall of other people? That says more about us than the person that fell. It's crazy. Crazy, 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 man. I don't understand it. Now, mind you, I'm not here trying to defend the man's actions. He was wrong. But what I can't understand is how people would delight in the downfall of his marriage. That says more about who you are as a person. It has more to say about you and your character than it does about him. It really does. So, but lo and behold, he came out and did a video last night. I didn't get a chance to see it until today. Somebody else posted it. It's not available on any of his social medias. It's not available. I think he took it down on his Facebook and his YouTube. But somebody else, I guess, recorded it and put it up. And there's some things that he said that was key, right? I think for the most part, I don't know his real motives. He seemed genuine. Mm-hmm. He seemed genuine, and what he said seemed to corroborate what the young lady who Tasha K had on her show said. Right, seemed to corroborate that. And his wife was present while he was sharing this. So I have no reason not to believe him. Okay, his wife was there. Now here's the thing. There's not one perfect marriage on this planet. Not one. I'm a divorcee. After I got divorced, I went to college, got my master's in marriage and family counseling in hopes to help people so that they wouldn't get divorced. And here's a man who is a self-proclaimed a relationship expert who is caught in a situation now where his imperfections is being highlighted. There's some people that are going to highlight his imperfections and look to learn something from it. And there's some evil people out there that will just expose his imperfections to delight in it. If you are the latter, shame on you. You got work to do inside your own life. If you thrive off of drama, you have work to do in your own life. You need to get right with the Lord. I'm just saying it. You need to get right with the Lord because there's nothing God about that at all. God is about restoration and healing. And if you're looking to delight in somebody's downfall, shame on you. You're absolutely of no service to anybody. And you're just promoting toxicity. And everybody that follows you appreciate your toxic nature because misery loves company. However, there are some things that Derrick Jaxn said in that video that I find genuine. So I'm going to share something that I really connected with in what he said. And yeah, I got the video. I'm going to, hopefully he don't be like, hey, get my video down, but we'll see. We'll see. Got the video. And hopefully, you guys, what he said here, I think was genuine. Check it out.
Talking to my mentor, I basically just had this whole meltdown about nothing is satisfactory. God don't love me. My wife is rejecting me. I'm not able to see my kids. And something that he told me basically changed my life. And he said, D, the reason why you're not happy, the reason why nothing is lining up the way that you want it, is because you verbally gave your life to Christ, but you didn't submit your life to Christ. You verbalized it, you said it, you accepted him, but you didn't walk with him. You didn't walk in according to his word. You're still holding on to some things. Okay?
Which a lot of people do. We say it with our mouths, but we really don't mean it. All right. It's not by action. It's just, maybe him and his wife was going through a situation and he just wanted to appease her and he did it. But he made a conscious decision now to really submit and listen to what he does after.
That was probably, I think, July 27th or something like that. My wife is getting ready to come back in town. We haven't had much further dialogue about the divorce or anything like that, but we haven't rekindled anything. So at that point, what I decided was, okay, the marriage is done. But in order for me to have an opportunity to have this happiness or have this fulfillment that I'm looking for, I have to come into alignment with God. And that means even if my wife is ringing off, totally not talking to me, even if whatever, I won't even say depressed, but really in a bad space, even if whatever, in order for me to really connect with God, I got to clear some things out. So I threw away my liquor. I threw away every bit of other things that I was using. I cut off everybody, Candace included. Now, I won't say I gave an explanation. All I said was, this ain't right, and we don't need to talk again until this divorce is final. The whole time we have been talking, I was letting her know, hey, we're separated. I'm just doing my thing. I'm chilling. I'm kicking it. All that other good stuff. Which, by the way, I'll be honest with you. I won't necessarily say I recommend. I believe I preached on it. Somebody fact check me. Whenever I've talked on this subject, my whole dialogue has been that you don't want to deal with a man who's separated because he may still have feelings for his wife. He may be lying to you. In my case, I definitely had feelings for my wife, but I thought we were over and I wasn't lying. So,
well, he was lying. If he had feelings for his wife, he should not have been dealing with anybody. If you're separated, you shouldn't be dealing with anybody.
Am I practicing what I preach? I guess so. So anyway, I sent her that text message. I blocked her on everything. In the past, what I would do is, and this is what caused a lot of issues even in my marriage, I would mostly cut somebody off. I would end communication, but I wouldn't cut it. I wouldn't completely obliterate. I wouldn't completely close every door to that part of my life. All right? It was only on that day, and don't get me wrong, this wasn't immediate. It was only on that day where I started seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. My anxiety is not nearly where it was. Me not wanting to do this, not caring to inspire anybody, not nearly where it was. Even in terms of me and Danae's communication, she still went forward. By the way, I wish I had printed this out because I believe you can actually search this. She filed for divorce. Some people may say, "Oh, Derek, was the separation really real?" She filed for the divorce. The lawyers were in. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to my email.
Which not necessary, but
Trey Saul was my lawyer.
At first, I thought he said Trey Songs. I was like, wait, what?
I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see. Hold on.
Trey Songs.
I don't know. It's not showing. Can you guys see the date? Okay, you can't see the date. I should have studied how to do this. I've seen some questions in there. I'm going to get to the questions right after. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to get to the questions right after. Anyway, at this point, she goes through and she files for divorce. And yes, this entire time, I'm sitting there breaking down. I'm sitting there, my marriage is trash. Even though I'm not posting regularly, I haven't completely stopped. So if you want to say like, Derek, that's, you tripping for not coming forward and saying that your own marriage is in shambles or whatever. That's what I definitely did. But she filed for divorce. I believe it was officially filed on the 28th of August. But by the end of that month, we finally, coming into alignment with God's way, finally allowed for us to start having real conversations. It's like you can kind of depend on the way that you want to do things. You can kind of depend on what you think is going to be best, your own intellect, your own knowledge. But what I said in this book, and this is how it all ties in.
I remember last night, if you were watching Battle of the Sexes, I said he's going to spin this, right? But I'm not saying that he's not genuine. I did say he's going to spin this. But hopefully, like, whatever you learn, I agree. Like, you learn something, you share the information that you learn, right? If you learn from this, write a book and share it with others, hoping that people don't fall into the same trap you fell into.
It wasn't until I learned that I can have all the knowledge in the world, I can have all the intellect in the world. But whenever you're in a spiritual covenant, when you're in a covenant with God, you can't do it by your own judgment. You can't do it by your own thought processes, your own reason, your own logic, right? That was the end of August. I believe it was about a mid-September where we ended up at the same church event. And the pastor was willing to see us in the back after church and all of that stuff. And we basically had a one-on-one with him. And that's where we decided we were going to take divorce completely off the table. Taking divorce completely off the table was such a huge turnaround because just 2 or 3 months prior, she wasn't talking to me. We weren't talking. And I'll let her talk for herself if she's able to come down here in a little bit. She's putting the kids to bed. She's a strong woman of God. She has her own voice. But we weren't talking, weren't doing anything, right? And here we are taking divorce completely off the table and now talking about our future again.
And I'm going to stop it there. Okay? I'm going to stop it there. So we got people that really want to see people fail. Okay? And he gave a situation, and I got to be honest, like in this situation, he seems to be genuine. He seems to be genuine. And people strive off of drama. People strive off of, they salivate like wolves over a carcass. Like they just want blood. They're out for blood. And he even called people in the chat bloodthirsty. I'm not trying to make a correlation, but people want blood. Like they don't like somebody and they want to see their downfall, even to the point where it'll be a detriment to other people, like his wife and his child. This is insane. This is crazy. So it's one thing when if she was to come out and say, "Hey, yeah, Edward Harrison, yeah, like I'm happy that they decided not to take divorce fully off the table. I applaud that. Like that's dope. That's dope. So we have a time where people just don't like the man and they just want to see him fail. They want to see him suffer. Like what does it tell us about ourselves when we just want to see people suffer? Like wow, like we really want to see people hurt. Like how do you claim? Because I watched the interview and a couple of the people that talk ill about Derrick Jaxn. Now, mind you, I don't have he's a regular person, and I'm not a fan of Derrick Jaxn. But at the end of the day, he's a man. He's married. I love to see marriages strive. Nobody's perfect, but there's people who will claim to have God in their life, and spit fire and poison on somebody's name because they want to see them fail and suffer. Like, how do you claim to have God in your life and that's what you do? I can honestly say you don't have God in your life and you need to work on you. But what I got from this is this. He's a broken man who was in a situation where he thought it was over. And he was drinking and smoking and all that stuff. If you watch the whole video, you can see it. You can see it for yourself. He was at a down point in his life. And like many people who have hit rock bottom, they tend to turn to God at that specific moment. And he did. But he didn't do it with his heart. He did it with his just his mind and his words. And things weren't working out for him. And it wasn't until he fully submitted to God's ways, not just the concept of, okay, now I'm going to, have God in my life. God's ways, that things started to get better. And people on YouTube, Facebook, social media are pouncing on this man who hit rock bottom, who made a mistake, like we all do, whose mistake should not go without accountability. He deserves accountability, like we all do when we do things that we're not supposed to do. But there's people out there that think that they are the harbor of justice. Like they are the judges and they deserve to be the one to enact sentencing on somebody who failed. And we eat that content up. We eat that content up. We'll watch this stuff, like their videos, comment, oh, I knew he was trash. I knew he was garbage. He's fake. He's phony. He's all that stuff. And never consider that this is a man who's flawed, who has a wife who is flawed, who has a child. They have a child together, and they're talking about, divorce, and nobody's thinking about, what, let me stop and pray for this guy. If you got God in your life and you could pounce on anybody just to pounce on them without praying for them, you got issues. You can talk, or you could talk about the action and take what you learn from the action and pray for the person's character without attacking somebody's character automatically. And we do that. We want to be the ones to expose somebody so quick. And that's the thing about social media. That's the thing about YouTube, right? Like we sometimes we got to be the first one out there to get this stuff out in the algorithm, to hit the algorithm and stuff, because we want people to watch our videos. And yeah, we want people to watch our videos, right? But at the expense of who? And what kind of content are we looking to put out there just so that we can get videos watched, right? And I'm struggling with that. Right? I wasn't going to do a video on Derrick Jaxn. I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason why I'm doing it is because he talked about how his marriage is being renewed. He wants his marriage is being worked on, and he committed his life to Christ. And those are recipes for a successful marriage. Two people committed to one another. They made a recommitment to one another to take divorce totally out of the table. And they committed their lives to Christ in hopes that the 3-chord strand is not easily broken. We got to stop reveling and taking delight in this man's downfall. Because I promise you, everybody who is reveling in his downfall right now, if he's genuine and his wife and him want a renewed relationship and they commit their lives fully to Christ, they're coming back stronger together, right? With a force that's going to bring other couples out of the situation that they were in. While everybody that was talking poison against him will be looking for somebody else to spit poison about. It's typical, it's typical human nature that people love to see people fail. And I don't understand why, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I love to see people win. Like, some people don't even understand this about me. When I hear that somebody that don't like me, if they're winning, I'm happy for them. like even you don't have to like me for me to get happy about you winning in life. We just want to see people fail. So, what's the takeaway here? The takeaway is this. Derrick Jaxn built a social media empire targeting women. Some people will say pandering. I would somewhat say pandering too. Right? Telling women what they should be looking for and what they shouldn't have to put up with in their relationships. It turns out that he was probably in that specific time in his life, he was warning women about the type of behavior that he was engaging in. He fell into that. And now he's in a situation where his wife and him are looking to restore their marriage, restore their relationship, to the point where they even finally had a honeymoon season. That's something that we should be rejoicing. Not spitting on his name and spitting poison, man. So, and now they're in a situation where they're growing, not just in their relationship with one another, but with their relationship with God. A 3-chord strand is not easily broken. And regardless what happened in their life, it's none of our business if they want to work it out. We should not be saying, well, I wouldn't put up with that. No, you wouldn't. And you know what? She's not you. Or I would never put my wife through that. No, you wouldn't. And he's not you. Let's start rejoicing and reveling and delighting in people's shortcomings just so that we can say, see, I knew it. And that's the thing. That's the problem with us. We want to be so right? And get happy that we're right about something and not consider the people that are hurting because we were right about something. See, I knew it. I knew it. Derrick Jaxn was a phony. I knew he was a fraud, right? I knew it. And you feel good about yourself that you prophesied that he was a fake while his marriage was going through hard times. And you delighting in that because you were right. But his marriage is being dismantled and his children may be affected by it. But you were right. But you were right. It probably won't hurt his bottom line. And I said it the other day, bro. Like, Derrick, you got to watch the Battle of the Sexes last night. I said he's going to spin this. He's going to spin this, and it's going to come out to work out in his favor. Watch. It's going to. So, and exposing him isn't going to do anything. It's not going to hurt his bottom line. It's not. He's gonna learn from it. He's gonna grow from it. He's gonna tell people how to learn from it and grow from it. And that's how spaces like this work. Nobody's perfect. It's like me. Like there was a question last night about should people seek marriage counseling advice from somebody who's been divorced? And then I explained why I went into marriage counseling, because I am divorced and I didn't get the help that I needed from the people in the church. So I wanted to be formally trained so that I could help people who were in the same situation I was back then, so that they would have a support, an actual support that would help them in their marriage, right? And not just tell them go away and pray about it. Read these scriptures and you guys will be all right. Yeah, but that's true though. Like exposing him will not hurt his bottom line. It's not. They just had delight in this man's misery, and it's going to turn out that if their marriage works out and they grow, they may be in a situation to help other couples grow and heal from what they went through. And I'm hoping that they use that testimony to be a blessing to other married couples. I do. I didn't know he was married, but knew he was a fake 5 years ago, and other men called him out on it. You don't have to like him to think that he's you can very well think he's a fake, right? You can very well think he's a fake, right? But what's happening right now is we are thriving on him being fake, and we're happy that he's finally in a situation, but we shouldn't be. We shouldn't delight in his failures. We shouldn't delight just so that we can say, I knew it. Because 5 years ago I said the same. Like I was saying the same thing about him. He seems to be pandering to women, but I'm hurt for him and his wife. And this doesn't just tell me that, okay, maybe he was a phony. This tells me that they need work in their marriage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pray. I don't know them personally, but I'm going to pray for them regardless, because I'm hoping that they can come out of this. I'm hoping that even through this, he's going to start putting his wife on Front Street. He's going to start making sure people know that he's married and who he's married to, because that's important in a relationship. I'm a little biased. As a man being over 50, aside from my daddy, not too many men can tell me how to navigate their relationship waters. But he has almost 800,000 subscribers. True. Yeah. And I think me and you on along the same lines. Like, I don't really listen to anybody as far as relationship advice, because nobody's perfect. Even though I give it, I tell people also, like, take what I have, take what you need from it, and whatever you don't like, separate it, But some people give relationship advice because they feel like a relationship guru. I just want to help people have, abundant living in all areas. Like I want people to live happy. I want people to get to know God. I want people to just enjoy life, But but I feel you, Derek. I feel you. So what do you guys think, man? Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is going to be a spiral downward for Derek Jackson, or do you think that this may be a situation that would catapult him and his wife to a place where they can really get out there and really give substantial relationship advice, not from a broken position, but from a healed position? Because that's what I'm hoping happens with them. What do you guys think? And if you're watching this replay, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, because I really would like to know your opinion. I'm gonna be honest, I don't care what you think about him. I don't care if you like him. I don't care if you think he's fake. I'm concerned about whether or not you think that this is going to be the end of the Derek Jackson empire that he's trying to build, or if you believe that this situation he can learn from, grow from, and be able to help couples out, him and his wife help couples out in the future. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to end the live stream right here. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. Right now, we got 18 people in the chat. If you have not done so yet, please hit the like button. Do that right now. And if you have not hit subscribe yet, join the Harrison Extended family by hitting that subscribe button right now. Hit the bell notification so it'll let you know when I upload new videos and when I go live like I did today. This was a spur of the moment thing. Hot news, right? But I wanted to give a different spin. While everybody else is out there, trying to, bash him for his phoniness, I'm trying to give a different spin on it. All right, a more positive light to it. Okay. And if you haven't done so and you would like to be a member of the channel, hit the join button, join our memberships and all that good stuff, and be a supporter of the channel that way as well. So listen, at the end of the day, This is a man who is flawed like all of us. At the end of the day, this is a man and a woman trying to work on their marriage. We should not be trying to delight in his failures and his shortcomings, but let's, pray for the man and pray for his family and pray that he grows from this, because he has a large audience. And if he grows from this, as my brother Derek said, his 800,000 subscribers would also grow from it as well. All right, guys, I'm done. Everybody have a wonderful evening. I'm about to have dinner with my wife and my son. And until the next live stream, upload, or whatever it is that I do, God bless, and I'm out.